Hello, besties. How is
Hello.
everybody's 48-hour sprinties doing?
I'm awake.
Margaret's awake. Neva's awake. We can see her face. We can see Ari's face. Ari's awake.
Are you awake?
Kinda.
Kinda.
Oh, sounds like it's time to go take a nap.
We have a Nell. Nell's also awake.
Hello.
We're going
look
to
at
take the
that.
arms
We
off
have
the screen so we don't cover up Neva's face. Hello. First off, if you don't know what we're doing here, this is technically in celebration for Neva hitting 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube. So, yay,
Nice.
Neva. One of these, if you will. And if you're here and you're not subscribed to anybody that's on the screen or anybody else that's been in the playlist for this weekend, everybody is linked down below. The playlist is also linked down there, but as this is the last sprint, it's not really going to do any good unless you want to use it to watch it back. Maybe this is the first one and you want to go back to the beginning and have 48 hours of fun. You can do that.
Mm-hmm.
If anybody who's on the screen would like to introduce themselves, they're more than welcome to, but I will not force you to because we've all been here all weekend. You're allowed to do as you please.
Everyone in the chat knows me, but hi, I'm Margaret.
Exactly.
I read fantasy, sci-fi, and now horror. So,
Well, she said, and now horror.
Yeah.
I mean, it's newer based on my YouTube channel's been around for I think 9 years in October because I started it in 2017, and I was primarily fantasy and sci-fi, but now we have some horror mixed in there, and some. I'm an omnivore reader, but like my three great loves are now fantasy, sci-fi, horror, and the horror part is newer.
That's fair. I'm struggling my way through contemporary romances. Technically, I've just been DNFing them, but struggling my way through contemporary romances this year.
Wait, which ones have you DNF'd?
Oh, God.
So many.
So many. This year, though, like I haven't been picking them up because I know I've been DNFing them, but I have so many that I have arcs for, and it is the dumbest decision I ever made. Because why do you, get books that you're... Actually, I've DNF'd a lot of mystery thrillers this year, too, which is what I pick up the most of, so that actually tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But like this month I DNF'd when Javi dumped Mari, which we were reading for B&K Book Club, and some people really liked, and I was just bored, so. Which is fine. It wasn't doing anything for me. I needed a secondary plot. I think that's why contemporary romance doesn't always work for me. I need a plot that has nothing to do with the romance, and that doesn't happen often in a contemporary romance.
That makes sense.
I like, paranormal romance, which is more considered like, late 90s, early 2000s, where there's like a werewolf or a vampire or something. But I also consider paranormal romance to be the newer stuff that's been coming out that's mostly romance with paranormal characters. Yeah. Paranormal romance is technically a genre that is a lot more dark. I also like the spoopy paranormal romance because there's usually an extra plot.
Mm-hmm.
But
are we introducing ourselves? Is that what we're doing?
If you want. You don't have to, but if you want.
I'm Neva. I mean, if you don't know who I am, I don't know how you found this. I read a little of everything except not really historical fiction. I'm like trying to find my way into historical fiction because I want to like it. I want
Why?
Okay, so here's the thing. I specifically want to read Kristen Hanna. And I know
I just finished a Kristen Hanna book.
And specifically, and she puts me off, not because I'm afraid of devastation. I just read Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm fine with devastation. It's because I know that she writes a lot of historical.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to try the women this year. It's actually part of a project that I have to read it at some point. But most people know me for reading incredibly unhinged dark romance, because I put up an assumption box at the beginning of the year and asked people for their assumptions, and almost everyone said all you read is dark romance, you just don't talk about it. No, that's not all I read. It is
Incredibly rude.
It is about 70% of what I read, probably, like on Kindle Unlimited, but it's not everything I read. I will be I'm gonna talk more about dark romance on my main channel. I just don't, because I don't want to get screamed at by the YouTube gods.
Yeah.
So I've had to kind of figure out how to curate content in order to talk about it more, but I feel that maybe I should, because like I do read quite a lot of it. So otherwise we just do vlogs, and I've been very consistent with content the last month, so proud of myself for that. Yay.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's everybody else, but I feel obligated to have to go. So I'm Nell. I read basically the books that Jess hates. Contemporary romance, rom-coms, mystery thrillers. That's kind of my bread and butter. I mean, technically I read everything. Like I read nonfiction, I read horror, I read everything. But like my go-tos, the ones that I know that I'm likely going to enjoy and like can turn my brain off and just zoom through, typically the books that Jess hates.
Listen, I have an entire shelf behind me. You can't see it because I think it's 2 up. It's the white shelf, so it's 2 up. The entire shelf, this whole span of shelf is just contemporary romance. Like I had a contemporary romance time. This is not it. I think it's because I have been in a reading slump for the past year-ish. And so because I'm slumpy, I need a secondary plot.
Something like keep you more engaged.
Yeah, something that keeps me actually wanting to come back and read the book. I need more than just the romantic relationship to like something, because I know they're going to end up at the end because it's a romance.
Yeah,
I need something that I don't know what's going to happen.
That's fair. Yeah.
If
it makes me be like,
if it makes you feel any better, I've DNF'd a lot of mystery thrillers this year too, and I, for some reason, just have like an abundance of them on my NetGalley.
I have so many.
And so what I've done is I've just like made myself get to like 30-ish% of them before I DNF them, so at least I can write a review.
Yeah.
I have exactly 50 arcs on NetGalley right now. And we're not going to talk about how many of them are past due. It's half. But yeah, I have some that aren't coming out until 2026 though. So
I will say I went through a time where like I was getting, and this is what is haunting me now, is I was in a time where I was in my thriller era, so I was getting all of these like indie pub or like self-pub arcs through NetGalley that are thrillers, and then I'm like, okay, all of these are exactly the same.
That do be a problem. I DNF'd 2 arcs that I had this week, because I did have an arc of When Hobby Dumped Mari, and I had an arc of Don't Let Him In by Lisa Jewell. I DNF'd both of those Friday. And so when I DNF a book that I have an arc of, like I'll read a good percentage of it, like at least 20%, and then I look for spoiler reviews.
That's what I do.
So that I can then leave like an actual, like, this is why this didn't work for me, but it may work for someone else.
Yeah, that's what I do, because I don't like marking them as like I'm not going to review this book, because that screws up your percentage.
Yep.
And like you can only do so many like that before they just like stop giving you books. So I'm like, I don't really want to risk that. But it's also like a thing of like I'm not going to slog my way through a book to finish it completely. So I usually read like 20 to 30% and then go in and find spoilers so that at least I can know how it ends.
Speaking of this one,
is Don't Let Him In still an arc? Why did I think that book came out already?
It did. It came out. I told you I'm behind. It came out like last week, I think.
Okay.
No, it was last month. It was 6/24. So it's been a month.
Okay.
I told you half of them.
Listen, you're not nearly like mine. When I say that mine are past due, mine were due like 2 years ago, and I still have not done them.
I have one from 2023. One. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from 2024. Why have I not read those? Like, those are actual like authors that I like. Oh, listen, you want to know why? Contemporary romance, contemporary romance, contemporary romance, contemporary romance. That's why.
Which authors?
Aaron Sterling, which is a witchy, but still. Libby Hart, who I have given every book of hers that I've read 5 stars.
Really? Okay.
But Am I reading it? Nope, not doing
No,
it.
apparently not.
Emma Lord. And then there's some that I don't know that are.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'm that Livy Hart book. It's a fake dating baking competition.
Okay.
Which I hate. So I'm
Which part? The fake dating or the baking part?
right now both. So I'm struggling with books and reading. It's fine. Is it the shingles or is the book bad? It's that the book's bad because I don't have the shingles right now. Sorry. But I read 2 books yesterday. I've read 2 books this weekend during our 48 hours. So
Nice.
Yay.
were they mid-grade? Yes. But I read 2 whole books.
Yeah, so counts.
Still counts. And now I'm reading A Mastery of Monsters, which I have an arc of. Because
How am I just now realizing you have a candelabra behind you?
it's right there. in the corner.
Yeah.
It's been there like for, I don't know, 3 years.
How did I not notice that?
Probably because there's usually so much shit stacked on his that you can't see it. Probably just usually covered up. That's all. I would say hi to our friends, but we've all been here all weekend. Let's just see if anybody's reading anything interesting. Jamie's reading The Colony. Right after the library. Cat's Wright's YA fantasy and now psychological thriller, which I do like both of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Glenn is reading Cross the Line, a Formula One car racing romance.
Oh,
Please
interesting.
don't threaten me with a horrible time. It sounds so awful. I have a friend who writes Formula One romance, so
Jess is not in her romance era, friends.
she's really not. She's in her cynical old lady era, and it's been a great time. Tennille's been reading Mercy Thompson series over the last year. Switched to graphic audio versions on Hoopla. I don't like graphic audio versions, but I have been reading through the Mercy Thompson series. I read 4 of those this month, maybe 3.
Wow.
3 or 4 of those. That's the only thing I've been reading.
That's the one with like Moon Called is the first one in that series?
Yes.
Okay.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've read 9 of those in the last 3 months.
Wow. I've only read the first one.
I had only read the first one this year, and they're just, I listen to them at work. They're so easy to listen to, and they're fun. And there's yes, there's a romance, but the romance is rarely ever the main plot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have a great time. Like books 5 and 6 better than 3 and 4. Yeah. 3 and 4 were a little sluggish. I'm on book 9-ish. It's fine. I have 3 left to read, and I'll be caught up. Only romance I can get into is the stuff with so much non-romance plot. The romance is just an addition. Yeah. I struggle,
That's
but
my preference mostly.
Lily wants to know if Neva's had any sleeps.
I have. So I slept. I took I had an actual sleep yesterday, and then took a nap during Margaret's sprints. So I had a sleep during Steph's first round of sprints at 2 a.m. and then I took a nap during Margaret's sprints, and then I missed the end of Margaret's sprints because I had to go get Ari her dinner. It's fine. Margaret's forgiven me. And then I did also have a sleep during Brooklyn sprints but I have been on everyone's sprints. You've at least seen my face on every single person's sprints. It might be at the end, but I'm proud of myself for showing up to every sprint. Okay?
I mean, as someone who has run many a 48-hour sprint weekend over the years, I applaud you because I cannot.
Yeah, I truly am so proud of myself that I at least made it to one little chat or whatever on everyone's sprint. So you at least saw my face on everyone's.
I can't. I cannot.
And also thank you to my middle of the night people for holding it down, because some of y'all just we're holding it down. And also Margaret, because she was the middle of the day and I was very tired and I was like, Margaret, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Yep.
And she was like, okay. So like the people that held it down where I like popped in for like a chat and then that was all you saw of me, I appreciate y'all.
Neva left me alone with a stranger. No, I'm just kidding. Stephanie was very nice.
I will say I applaud y'all. Nell, Margaret, I'm looking at y'all. And maybe Jess too. But Margaret and Nell, I'm definitely looking at y'all. I don't know how y'all be putting together whole ass readathons because I'm gonna be real. I was lost in the sauce trying to just set this 48 hours. And then Christina was like, I made this playlist. I can delete it if you want. And I was like, oh, you made this playlist that I only have half the people in because they all sent me their freaking things. And then I was like, oh, I still need Soluunaa. That was who I needed. And then I was like, Margaret, I also need yours. Margaret had sent it to me like 6 hours prior.
To which I replied, Neva.
That's really funny. I was like, wait, did I not send that? Am I crazy? And then I was like, no. I went in and I looked and I was like, no, Neva liked this. Neva has seen this.
This is how my thought process went. I knew I needed Soluunaa's, right? But I knew she was struggling. She's okay, but I knew she was struggling. So I was like, in my head, I was like, Margaret is always the last person other than me to schedule. That was it. That was my thought process. So I was like, oh, I don't have Margaret's. But then, like, I typed it, I sent it, I closed Instagram, and I went to go do something else. And I was like, wait, why do I feel like Margaret has already sent me hers? So I went back in and I opened it and just sends Neva in big letters. And I was like, scrolled up and I said, you know what? Ignore me. Ignore me. I need more coffee. And then
I love the perfect intonation.
And then everybody's laughing, and I was like, "Listen, y'all are not my friend because I'm smart. Okay, that's not it. It's because I'm cute and funny. Okay, so
listen, I always tell you guys, if I'm your friend and you're doing an event and you need help, reach out to me. I've done so many of them. I feel like, I mean, did I quit in my entire own branded event space because it was stressful? Yes. But if it's not mine, I'm not so stressed. So I can help other people. I have plenty of time now to help other people do things because I'm not doing anything myself. It's so fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you already help with things, you know where to find me on the internet. Because I'm not doing 3 times a year events where I have to coordinate 24 different people onto a screen in a 48-hour period with.
Yeah.
No, I don't have to do that. And it's so wonderful. I recommend everyone quit. It's grand time. You should also quit your channel. Don't post anything for 6 months. 7 months. We're at 7 months now. Just quit. It's great.
Yep.
It's fine. Anyway, we should do a sprint because I don't know how long it's been since we've done one because I was in the shower. So probably been a minute. You guys want to do 45 or do you want to do an hour or do you care?
I do not care.
I do not care.
Do not care.
All right. Well, I currently have the. Where is it? Yeah, I currently have the 45-minute one pulled up. So let's do that one because it's already up. I should make sure that it's at 1 time speed because it probably is not. Hey, that's the wrong button, you big dummy head. I just live here for fun. Okay.
At least 1.25 would get us through something that resembles 45 minutes.
A lot better than 2 times speed for sure. For sure. Okay, we're going to run away and do a sprinty sprint, and we will see you guys in 45. Dun, 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 dun. We are back, bestie friends. Let us know how you did during that sprint. I read a chapter and then listened to the thunder and kind of dozed off a little bit because thunder, lightning, reading, you know.
I did 0 reading. My brother took Ari with him to go to the store to get milk. Probably because he knows she's driving me nuts. So he was like, put your shoes on, let's go in the store. He never does that. So either he's going to leave her on the side of the road, just kidding, or he's trying to give me a break.
I mean, it wouldn't be the parents forget their kids sometimes. So
I'm just kidding, y'all. He would never leave her on the side of the road. Relax. They all love her here. But I did not read, but I did make another TikTok. Listen, I'm gonna get good at the TikToks, friends. I'm gonna do it somehow, some way. At this point, are any of my TikToks bookish? Absolutely not. Well, I've done, I think, one that was bookish. That was like a while ago. Because I did the like books that healed me one like a while back. All the rest of them have been like not bookish, but here's the thing. It's fine. I feel inspired and then I do the thing. This one only took me like 10 minutes to make, so proud of myself for that, since the one from yesterday took me an hour. It's because I was like trying to match up like the picture with the words of the song.
Yeah.
Like editing that happened on the back end. But no, honestly, kudos to y'all that only do TikTok, because I could never. Ever in life. I also started over on Wildflowers because I didn't delete the game, but I did not succeed in fulfilling a thing. And then I got upset. And then I was like, this is supposed to be cozy. So like, we're not getting upset. So I started over.
That makes sense.
I did not delete the game though, because I have like 100 hours in that game and I'm not going to delete that. But
like, I'll go back to that eventually when I'm not mad about this.
Yeah. So I just started over. And then I forgot how irritating it is that she runs super slow because I don't have any magic yet.
That's funny.
But Margaret, how did you do? Because we skipped you because I didn't see your face yet. So.
Yeah, I know. I put my face away because I was like, I'm going to figure out how many pages I read in this book first. I got 16 pages done and also got another thing on my reset list checked off. So...
Now do.
What did I do? Oh, I was doing some editing, and then these clips are just so long. They're like, some of them are like 30, 40 minutes long. So, and it's like just the same thing over and over again for 30 or 40 minutes. And so I kind of like zone out. And so I started falling asleep a little bit. And then towards the end, because we've been talking about TikTok so much, I was like, I should probably post this TikTok video before this YouTube video comes out, even though I'm not anywhere near being done editing it. So I started working on trying to get this TikTok posted. So that will be done. Whether it's done by the end of this chat or whether it's done by the end of the next sprint, it will be done soon. So that's one thing I can check off my list. But this video is taking longer than I anticipated.
I mean, it happens to the best of us, It really does. Let's see. We had some friends join us while we were away. Also, before we ran away, Tennille did mention that they were reading either The Bone Shard Emperor or A Trace of Poison. And then we were joined by Catherine, who trying to finish laundry. 5 minutes from The Weight of Blood and Starting Every Summer After by Carly Fortune. And Christina, also, happy birthday, Christina. Going to read Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica. But I got The Enchanted Greenhouse for my birthday. Excellent. My bestie Katie popped in. Hi, Katie. Finished Lunch and Scrolled for Michaela.
Mm-hmm.
And Tennille made it to 53% of A Trace of Poison. Starfruit Instant Pot might have kicked the bucket mid-meal prep. Oh, that's awful.
That's the worst.
Oh no.
Absolutely not.
When the device dies mid cooking of food, no. Nobody wants that. We're not here for that. I don't. No.
Yeah. That's bad news.
I'll be using my Instant Pot later to make to work on tomorrow's dinner. Not tonight's. Tonight's dinner goes in the oven. It's a whole thing for a whole other nickel. But I have had I was gonna say machines, but that's not the word I want. Appliances. Yes, appliances die mid cook. It's not a great time. It's so dark here. Like it got really dark, and then the rain came, and then the thunder came, and the dog. Like I thought about going to get a blanket because I'm a little chilly, and I can't because I can't get out of my chair. I'm dog trapped. So there's one laying directly behind my chair, so I can't push my chair back to get out from underneath of the desk. And even if I could, I can't go anywhere because there's another one right here. So I'm stuck and I'm cold. But also, if I was warm, I probably would just doze off and take a nap. So.
Yep.
If you go, you know?
I might take a nap in this next sprint. That sounds like a nice thing to do.
Yeah. I was definitely dozing off, but that is one of the reasons why I struggle to read arcs, because
you have to sit still?
I'll have to sit still, and e-readers, the light puts me to sleep.
Oh.
Makes me sleepy. Reading a physical book gives me a headache. Reading on an e-reader makes me sleepy. It's audiobooks are nothing for me. And
That's how I feel.
My arcs aren't audiobooks, so you know.
Yep.
This comes out Tuesday, so I will read as much as I can tonight and Monday, and then on Tuesday I'll buy the audiobook and finish it on audio at work. Because that's usually what happens with my friends' books. Like I try to read as much as possible before release date, and then except for this baby that I'm still reading came out June 10th, but I'm annotating it, so I'm listening to the audiobook and annotating while I go through. So it's taking me a lot longer because I'm like leaving whole ass like post-it notes of comments myself. So and it's also a contemporary romance, the sports romance technically. So there are things that are happening, and I'm having a good time, but it's taking forever. But that's just me, because that's how I read. That is Katie's book. We love a Katie. Look, Katie have sad faces. It's okay. It's just taking me forever. I'm having a good time. I even talked to Katie in my post-it notes. Like, you ever have that where you're like, just says, I already know you're enjoying this one, Katie. Like, theme, very Katie theme, and I know she's having a good time. She's writing it. Also, don't do this. Don't do me like this, Catherine. So,
I talk to the authors all the time in my head when I'm reading books.
I could DM you, but it was more fun to write it on a post-it note and stick it in the book. Yeah, I definitely, if it's an author I've read before or one that like has had books that have made me have feels, and then I read them again, and then I'm just like, why do you treat me like this? But it is funny when they're
really, that is the question.
Text them and be like, why you do me like this? And you do always do me like that. It's rude. I don't like it. You're fired from this friendship. I could never. Oh, as much as I wish I could fire friends sometimes. No, I don't. I like my friends. Sometimes people think they're your friend, and they're not.
This is true.
Those people. I do love you. I know where you sleep at night. That's a threat. Not a promise. I need to look for another timer so that I'm ready when we have another timer.
Yeah.
I'm watching Neva make a mess.
I mean, whatever works, you know?
Here's the thing. I hate like a full jug of milk because like it's like no matter how you pour it, like it tries to like not pour correctly.
Mm.
It's ridiculous. Or maybe I'm just an idiot. That could be too. But either way.
Oh.
Thanks, Lori.
Guys, for the record, I'm only saying she's not an idiot because she ain't an idiot.
Thank you for poking me in the face.
I figured that was the case.
She tried to pick your nose while she was in there. God love her. She's so hyper. She's having the best time. Remember when we were young and hyper and had all the energy? Now we're just like, can we have a nap?
I feel like I was never hyper. I was always that kid that was just like, can I go play my video game now? Like the running around was never my vibe.
I'm not sure which ingredient does it, but cold medicine specifically makes me so hyper, and like I can't control the words that come out of my mouth. Like it just like I have no brain to mouth filter when I'm on cold medicine. And it has happened so many times that like I'll be doing something with friends or family and they'll just be like, I'm just going to ignore everything that you're saying because you're on cold medicine right now. And this is not it. This is not the time. So,
At least
the good stuff that you now have to like go up to the counter and get because, they use it to make drugs out of. I think it's Sudafed probably. Like it's not even good. It's just like good enough, But yeah, they used to be like, you are something else right now. I don't know who you are, why you're so hyper. And I'm like, it's the cold medicine. It does its job. It makes me feel like I'm not sick, but takes me clear to the other edge. Reel it in. Are you dreaming? Wake up, little guy.
What are you eating? Cereal, Neva?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, that sounds really good actually right now.
That's what I need to do during this next sprint is figure out what I'm going to eat.
We're making chicken and rice for dinner tonight, and then I'm going to put a roast in the Instant Pot for dinner tomorrow. I like to cook it the day before and let it sit overnight so that I can like skim all the fat that's congealed on the top off the next day and then make it for dinner so it's not as fatty.
That's smart.
It's a thing I learned.
Macaroni and cheese because that's what the children want. By the children, I mean the 8-year-old and 23-year-old. So
macaroni and cheese is never a bad decision.
Nope.
That's what I had for lunch yesterday. And then I had a bowl of Fruit Loops for dinner. I love being home by myself when you can just have a bowl of cereal for dinner. That's my favorite.
Dinner tonight is going to be zucchini and tomato flatbreads.
Ooh, fancy.
And potentially pasta salad, so I have some pasta salad just chilling in the fridge for when I need to eat things.
I mean, sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm.
We love that. We're gonna do an hour-long sprint this time because I think everybody's like figuring out food things.
Yes, nice.
So it's a good time to do a longer sprint. And then that'll get us to 5:30, 5:40. Give us an hour and 20 minutes, right? That math? Yeah. So we'll have plenty of time to do things.
Yes.
There are a lot of cold medicines that are reformulated for Canada because there's stuff in it that's not allowed here. We were visiting my aunt in the U.S. and my sister was sick. She gave her cold medicine. It was so powerful it knocked her out.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, she's getting better. That when I was in my early 20s, I sprained my thumb. Like it dislocated and sprained, and I had to have it reset.
Ooh.
And they gave me pain medication at the doctor, like not Tylenol, whatever, like an actual, I don't know what it was because I don't know drugs. But
Some
they,
sort of codeine, Koda, one of the
Like an opiate?
Koda.
yeah, one of them's. And my mom was like, "You definitely don't need to take all of that because you don't even take Tylenol." And I was like, "Okay." So I cut it in half and I took half of it and I woke up 12 hours later in the middle of the floor. I never made it
Oh
from
my
the
gosh.
chair to the bed. I just knocked myself out like completely. And I was like, "That was a fantastic nap.
Oh my
I'm not going to take any
gosh.
more of those." Okay. So
That's funny.
I don't typically need the hard drugs. Usually like a Tylenol will kill it. So
Yeah.
anyway, anywho. We're gonna do the wolf timer this time because I want to, and I'm the boss. I'm in control. And
You are the boss.
I am the boss. And we'll be back in 1 hour. Ta-da. And we are back as soon as I find the button that I'm looking for. How did everybody do? I read 2 chapters that time. I'm now at 7%.
Right. I am trying to figure out where I was.
I definitely was like, yeah, I read 2 chapters. And then I was like, this book has 57 chapters.
Yep.
It's a long one. It's a 17-hour audiobook. I also went and pre-ordered the audiobook while I was, finagling. And I was like, this
There we go.
audiobook.
I got, I want to say 21 pages done.
Excellent.
I took something resembling a nap. I primarily was scrolling on TikTok.
I went and got a snack.
I also got a snack, yes. And then we've done a little bit more of the cleaning that we need to do for our reset.
We love it. How about you, Nell?
I edited more. I would say that I'm maybe halfway done now. So I've made a little bit more progress. I'm feeling a little bit better about it. But we'll see. Mm-hmm. I also finished the laundry. Like everything's washed. Things are just drying now. I have like a small load that I have to fold, but that shouldn't take long. That'll probably take like maybe 5 minutes to fold and put away. I just have to do it. What else did I do? Put the dishes away because I ran the dishwasher this morning. The dishes have been put away now. Ordered food and my food came. So the next sprint will definitely be like a dinner sprint, and I'll actually get to listen to my audiobook because I feel like I haven't read since my first sprint, which was like so many hours ago. So I can actually go back to reading now.
Yay!
We love that. Neva said that she's going to miss the sprint because she's helping Ari.
Mm-hmm.
I can currently hear my mom making dinner. So I walked out there and I was like, she had a bag of chips on the counter and I said, are we snacking or are we making dinner? And she said, well, I have a plan to start dinner around 5:30. And that way it'll be done when you're done. So it's probably going to be like another 2.5 hours. And I was like, so we're snacking is what you're telling me. She's like, yes, snacking. I'm like, okay. Excellent. So
makes sense.
I specifically, there are some things that she makes, like 95% of the time I cook. But like, I can sometimes get her to make breakfast for dinner, or the other night she actually made pork chops on the grill and made baked potatoes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
But most of the time I cook, but I specifically got out something that I know that she cooks and she also had a stroke. So like, she's still like, especially by this point of the day, mm-hmm. her maneuverability in her right hand, which is her dominant hand, is a lot lower than what it is in the morning.
Yeah.
So like, there are specific things that she can make because she doesn't have to worry about being able to like grasp things and stuff.
Do things, yeah.
Yeah. So I specifically got out things that I knew she could make so that she could make dinner while we were sprinting because I knew I was going to be here later. All the fun. We were joined by an ML who's doing a big closet clean out and reorganizing, and we love that.
Oh, nice.
It's one of my favorite things
at some
to
point.
do.
This week I finished pulling everything off of the wall in front of me. I'm going to paint 2 walls and I've got everything off of it. And I'm just like, I'm just staring at a blank. And it's so weird because that wall has not been blank in probably 10 years. So I'm just like, okay. So I feel that. Try seeing if it was just a blown fuse, but the appliance doesn't have any fuses in view. When you take the bottom off, I'm not going to completely dismantle it. That's fair. Listen to 10% of Bonjour Emperor, have the rice on the stove. Gotta improvise at that point. I just...
Understandable.
It sucks. Especially when you're in the middle of cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're like, I'm trying to do the things and make the foods, and I like foods, and then they turn against you, and nobody wants that. I would never even think to look for fuses, though.
Me either.
Yeah. I'd just be like, I'm gonna see if this turns on again in the morning.
Yeah, I do that. I'll check like the breaker box and make sure that like the breaker didn't flip. Because sometimes with small appliances, if you run too many of them at once, they'll kick over. Or if you run them while something else.
We don't do that regularly at our house at all. That's not something that we regularly have to deal with.
No, not in the slightest. So like I'll check that, but
checking the actual appliance for a fuse.
Right.
Yeah. When you have two like larger appliances and then one small appliance on the same circuit breaker. And so, because our stove, I think it's our stove, our microwave, potentially our fridge, and then the power on that side of the kitchen are on one thing. So you cannot run the stove, the microwave, and the electric kettle at the same time, or you're tripping the breakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does happen. And that's the thing too, is like I'm with you, Margaret, and I'll wait until the next day and like see if it was just a fluke. Because sometimes you like you unplug things and plug them back in, and they're like, no, I'm fine.
Works for my computer sometimes.
It does. She knows I work with scientific equipment, so the first thing to check is for a fuse instead of paying for a $10,000 repair part right away. Household appliances aren't.
No, they are not, and it's so frustrating.
They should be.
I mean, even big equipment is not built. Like, there's a whole lawsuit with John Deere that happened because John Deere was like, oh no, you can only have us do the repairs, blah, blah, blah. Like they had this whole thing, and the farmers were like, no, we've been doing our own repairs for years. I don't think so.
I work for a plumbing company, and the number of times that like you'll get a call from someone who has a water heater that's from like 1995 and it's still operational, and then you tell them that new water heaters only have a 6-year warranty on them, and they're like, what the heck? And I'm like, listen, they don't make things the way they used to. You have that 30-year-old water heater and it's doing a fantastic time. You're going to get maybe 10 years out of the new one. Sorry. That's just the way they're made.
Yeah. We can thank Jack Welch for that, by the way. He was the CEO of GE for a while.
Thanks,
so
Jack.
All of the issues with middle management and then with things not being, he was the first person that started doing those things.
Yeah, my aunt always says when it comes to appliances, just buy the cheapest one that functions the way you need it to function, because in 2 years, whether you pay $200 for it or $2,000 for it, it's going to go bad.
Yeah.
So you can get the minimal functions that you need, spending the least amount of money as possible, because in 2 years, you're going to need a new one anyway.
Yeah.
I feel
that's
like
kind of my mentality.
We had the same fridge for like most of my childhood, and then we've been through like 2 or 3 fridges since.
I mean, there are people who still have that avocado green fridge from the 70s, like in their garages, their drink fridge, and they've went through like 5 or 6 on the inside of their house since then.
Yep.
Like this thing, planned obsolescence, should be illegal.
It absolutely should be illegal. And I understand that like some things are different as far as like things that you use for things, especially when we're with us being more but like the fact that like Apple had that whole big thing where they were putting in, like they were bricking their phones because people weren't buying new ones. It's like
they put in a kill switch.
Yep. I think they specifically like it was at some point the updates like specifically stopped the phone working because of how many there were, and they planned it that way.
Yeah.
So
there's one with vehicles as well. Like if there's a certain year, we're a lot further past it now than we were 10 years ago. So now it makes more sense. But like 10 years ago, there was a date and it was only like 3 or 4 years old. And like if your car had like the slightest accident, they would total it and only give you like a small percentage of money for it, because there was like something specific about the computers in those cars that they didn't want on the road anymore because they were more easily fixable. So they wanted you to have the vehicle that was harder to fix, so that you had to go through like a specific manufacturer compliant repair person or whatever. And so there were people that had like cars that were like 3 or 4 years old, and they would get into a fender bender, and the insurance company was like just totaling it because they wanted to get a new vehicle.
In like 2012, I worked in an insurance agent's office, and one of the things I learned there was that like if the value, and it's not the value that the car was before the crash because they can't evaluate that, the value of the car during crash, if that's more than its Kelly book value, they will total it. No, doesn't. And they use frame damage as a big excuse.
Yeah.
Frame damage is really expensive to correct. It doesn't matter if the car is still fine, still functioning fine. If there is any chance that there is frame damage, they'll say, oh, frame damage happened, we're totaling it. Because if they go in to do the repairs, they might have, then they're saying, okay, we'll fix the frame damage. And they're like, no. So that's why I didn't report when my Honda got clobbered. That's why I did all of it myself, and I didn't go through my insurance at all.
Yeah. We actually had a horse trailer that was totaled because of a hailstorm. Because it was a horse trailer that had a living quarters in it. And in order for them to repair the hail damage to the roof and sides of the horse trailer, they had to completely scrap the inside of it, of the interior, pull everything out, fix the hail damage from the outside, from the inside out, and then put a new living quarters in it. And they were like, that's too expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that makes sense, but also it's not like having, you know, the outside of your vehicle, your horse trailer look like cottage cheese is a problem. But okay.
Why did it have to be fixed from the inside out?
I don't know the answer to that.
Huh. That's weird.
It was wild. It was hail damage here, so it was like, you know, how they say like insurance companies they're kind of the devil. We pay too much for them. But I will say, this one specific hailstorm, like we really probably got back everything that we ever paid to an insurance company, because they totaled the horse trailer. They paid out for my car, mom's truck. They paid for a new roof for the house because we have metal roofing and siding. They paid for new siding for the house, new roof for the house. There's something else too. I think one of the outbuildings, they paid for a new roof on it as well. But it was like, it's not that it was like it wasn't leaking, it just looked bad. But they paid for all of it to be repaired. It was wild.
Yeah. Usually they're pretty stingy. Usually they don't want to pay for stuff, so that's interesting.
They actually had, like, it was so widespread in our area that they had a mobile insurance place set up in town where if you had a vehicle that was damaged, you just drove it there, and they had claim people look, instead of sending claim people to everybody's houses, they literally just set a place up for you to come, and they would like look over your vehicle and take pictures and stuff, and then would send you a check basically for whatever they thought the damage was on your vehicle.
Wow.
And mine was like $7,000 because I had a Honda Element, which they didn't make anymore. So getting like new parts and stuff for the vehicle was impossible to do because they didn't make it anymore. And rather than, you know, take the little dings out of the side of my vehicle, I paid for a new shower or a new bathroom because my bathroom was leaking and falling through the floor. So, you know, do what you gotta do sometimes, right? Like, what's more important, the fact that my shower leaks and the floor is rotten and my bathroom's falling through, or the little dings in this car? Let me think. And then I totaled that car like 2 years later, sliding down my hill in an ice storm.
Oh no.
I hit a mailbox dead center in the middle of the hood, like down the hill, almost went into the 5-foot ditch, but did not, missed it barely, hit the mailbox, luckily, like chopped the mailbox off, like at the post at the ground, just like chopped it off, and came within like 3 feet of hitting a telephone pole. Like, had I hit that telephone pole, had I not hit the mailbox that then slowed my car down, and I had hit that telephone pole, I'd probably be dead because my airbag did not go off.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a fun time. Highly recommend. Now I get like so super. I get so like anxious whenever it snows to drive down that hill because it's literally the hill that I have to drive down to leave my house.
Mhm.
So I'm always like, okay, we're just gonna put the car in a low gear and just gonna coast down this hill and pretend like you're not even in the car, and it's gonna be fine because there's no ice on the road and it's gonna be okay. I'm so petrified of driving down that hill now.
I would be too. That's traumatizing.
It was a time, man. Again, do not recommend. But you know, ice storms, and I was trying to get to work because I'm a responsible adult.
Yeah.
Oh well. Sunny says there's an insurance crisis coming too because of climate change. All these weather events mean they won't be paying for weather damage going forward in a bunch of areas or in the near future. Yeah.
It's already here. Like, we're already dealing with it in Florida. We had a bunch of insurers pull out after last year's hurricane season. Insurance prices are ridiculous where we are. And I don't think DeSantis will fight. Like, I know in California, they had a bunch of insurers try to pull out. And, like, the governor was like, no, you can't do that. Basically,
that's what you exist for.
Yeah. I don't think DeSantis will be doing that. So...
They tried to sell us flood insurance where I live, and I literally was like, if it floods at my house, there better be an ark. Like,
well, the issue is like you might start seeing like things like happened in, what was it, North Carolina, where like it had so much rainfall that it flash floods happened.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm telling you, like, I live up on top of a mountain at the top.
Mm-hmm.
There's no creek anywhere near me. There's like, I am on the top of the hill. If it floods up here, everyone else is underwater. Like the whole state of Ohio.
The whole world.
The whole state of Ohio is underwater if it's flooding here. So now, like where our other barn property is at, it actually is in a flood zone. You cannot build on it. There's a little bit of a hill that our barn actually sits on top of. But that's where I lived when I was a kid. And our house flooded. Like the water was 5 feet high in the house. And so that entire area is a floodplain and you can't build in it. And the houses that were there before are still there. If they are still there, you know what I mean? Like you can continue to live in those houses, but you can't tear it down and build a new house. And you can't like build anything new because then it's considered an obstruction of the flow of water in that area specifically. So it's a hot mess. We have so many pictures of like different floods over the years of people walking the horses to or from the barn with like 3 or 4 feet of water. Like once, you know, the water has come up and it's calmed down, like it's not rushing anymore. It's stagnant, but it's still there. And they'll have to like go and like rescue the horses and bring them out. So many pictures of that. It's wild. Just fun things that they would like post on TV for news stations and stuff about, you know, rescuing all of your animals and stuff. Natural disasters, what a time.
They are a time for sure.
Yeah. I remember as a kid when we were leaving the house when it was flooding. It was almost up to the dining room table, like the top of the dining room table. And I made my dad go back in the house because my cat was on top of the dining room table, like freaking out because the water was getting up to her. So he went back in and got her. That's like the one thing I remember because I was 5.
Yeah.
So like that was the thing that I remember. But we were lucky in that the house was completely destroyed, but my parents had bought a new property where they were already working on moving us to the new location when that happened. And so it wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Mm-hmm.
But that is why I always donate to the Red Cross, even though they are one of the ones where their executives make a lot of money. You know, they're not like one of the best places to donate to, but they really did. They did a lot for the community when that happened. They had people come out every day who fed the families that were out, like trying to clean up and get things back, you know, to a normal life. They clothed us, they housed us, they fed us for weeks after that happened. So that's why I always will donate to the Red Cross. Even though they're one of those ones where, you know, there are some that, like they say, you know, like you should or shouldn't donate to based off of what they pay their executives. But,
yeah.
you know, it's a thing.
I mean, there's that to think about, but then you also have to think about like who serves your area too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the more on the ground type, some areas just don't have that. What they have is the Red Cross.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's the Salvation Army is another one where they're again, their executives make a lot of money, but typically if you're donating local, the money stays local.
Yeah.
Like if you're donating out to the Santa Claus ringing a bell at Christmas time, that money typically stays in your community. It doesn't get put into a large pot to then be spread out amongst everyone else. So
that's good.
There are definitely things that you have to look into when you're, I mean, for us, for those of us on screen and probably those who are watching, it's probably not that big of a deal because what are we donating? $20? Like, it's not as big of a deal. But, you know, if you're in a higher tax bracket where you're able to give more money, you need to do a little bit more research. But for those of us who are, you know, donating maybe $100 a year to different charities, it's probably not that big of a deal. Probably gonna be okay. Well, we should probably do one more sprint before we leave for the day. I think we're gonna let's do the cowboy timer just because it's pretty and I like to look at it sometimes. Let's do 45 minutes. It's like how I talk it through. Figure out what I'm doing, make plans. And then I have to stare at these options of different layouts because there's so many and I don't know which one is the one that I want. Like, why are there so many?
I usually just click until I get to the one that I'm looking for.
Yep.
And we're gonna end up doing one of these, you know, something. But this is the one we want because we want to look at the pretty cowboy guy out there in the middle of the desert. I read this as okay, see you never, and dyslexia is my friend. See you never.
All right.
Anyway, we'll do a final sprint. This is the final sprint of the 48 hours, my friends. After this, everybody can go take a nice long, relaxing nap and get ready for Monday. Gross. Okay. See you guys in 45. Oh, that's just me. Wrong button. Hello, friends! I hit the wrong button. Welcome back. That was the end of the final jam. How did everybody do?
There we go. I took a nap and then I listened to music while I continued cleaning some of the things up. So
Excellent.
that was it. We did not read that script. I was like, I've gotten a lot of reading done. I want to do other things.
Neva, what's Neva been doing?
I'm about to start dinner and I did not read. So
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll read tomorrow.
You'll read tomorrow.
I feel like this is the first sprint where I read and nobody else did. Normally everybody else is reading and I'm not reading. This time I read, nobody else read. I read like another 10%. So I'm at 66% now.
Nice.
So, and I ate dinner and I got ready for bed.
Oh, bed. So close and yet so far away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so many hours until it's normal to go to the sleepy sleeps. And yet I haven't had a nap the whole weekend.
You said you have not?
No naps. I haven't a just nap or otherwise. Not a single nap to be had. Hello, Merlin. What are you doing? You had a nap.
I mean, I think if the kitty cat didn't have naps, something would be wrong.
Yeah, she's definitely had naps. Yesterday, I came in to sat down on my bed to do something. I don't even remember what I was doing. And I sat on her. Because she gets underneath the blanket and sleeps. And I forgot to, normally, I always, pat the bed to make sure she's not under it. And I forgot. And I sat on her.
How dare.
Just her little wag. And then she yelled at me. And I was like, sorry. My bad. 900 places to sleep in this house, and that was where she picked. Oh my gosh. The other night, it was Friday night, I had went to bed, and Danica was getting in the shower, and all I heard was her scream, and then a laugh, and then something that sounded like the entire shower curtain thing coming down. And so naturally, I jumped out of bed, and I went in there, and I was like, what are you doing? The cat had gotten in the shower and she reached in and turned the shower on before she got in, and the cat was in there. So the water just sprayed down on the cat, and the cat freaked out, tried to climb up the wall, hit the shower curtain, just oh.
Oh my
gosh. I was like, only us.
Oh, that's hilarious though.
Yeah. I was like, are you okay in there? What is happening? She was laughing, so I knew nobody was dead, but but still. Hey, could you not? Thank you. Come here. You're a good kid. Yeah. Does anybody have anything going on this week that they would like to talk to all of our friends about it? All 19 of our friends?
Not at the moment.
Just wind
I
down
have a
Wednesday.
video that will come out at some point, but
Oh, I'll have a vlog tomorrow. You're welcome.
yay!
I'll have a vlog tomorrow and sprints, but I don't remember what day, and my planner's not in front of me. And also Patreon sprints, but also I don't remember what day because my planner's not in front of me. So you're welcome. That's helpful, isn't it? Not really. What is it?
I will have a vlog eventually. Well, I don't know if I would call it a vlog. It's more like a recap of the last 4 months of my progress of learning the guitar. So that will be coming whenever I can finish getting it edited. Like I said, it's been a process today. It's taking longer than I
Mhm.
expected, just because like the clips are so long. So trying to figure out what to include, what not to include.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to parse through because it's like 4 months worth of clips. So yeah, that'll be coming. That'll be the next video.
Listen, we love a good hour-long video. Sometimes it's just the best thing to turn on when you're cleaning or, you know, diamond painting or playing a game of cards on the computer or whatever it is that you're doing.
Yep.
You just turn on that super long video and you're like, this is it. This is perfect. I'm being beaten by a tail. It's all fine. Merlin likes to shower. She will, if she's in the bathroom when I go to take a shower, she will wait until the water comes on and she will walk in the back of the shower and sit there while the shower runs. Merlin or Raja apparently not afraid of the shower. We've learned things. Merlin has showered with me many times. I try to kick her out of the bathroom because if not, she scares me because she'll like rub up against the back of my leg while I'm in the shower, and that's not fun for anybody. So I try to look for her and throw her out of the bathroom first. But sometimes I forget, or she hides in the closet until she hears the shower turn on, and then she's like, "Just you wait."
I mean, you would think that would make it easy to bathe her, at least. Just grab her, put her while you're going in the shower. Get some soap.
I mean, luckily, she's not an outside cat, so she never really has like a...
Yeah.
But she's a pretty good girl. Yeah. For being named after an evil villain and a dude, you're pretty okay. Yeah, you're pretty chunky, though. Aren't we all?
Yeah.
I'll take you to the vet, they'll yell at me. They always yell at the vet because my dog weighs too much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so do I. So, you know, he and I are fat and happy together. I don't know what to tell you. Wait. As Christina says, make sure you check out all of the hosts for this weekend. They are all linked down below. Everybody's down there. It was a party for Neva for getting to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. We do these every month. And by we, I mean Neva and then some form of us. Lots of different hosts that rotate in and out.
But not for 48 hours.
No. But 24 hours every month. Typically the last weekend. Unless there's extenuating circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Usually from Friday at 7 p.m. to Saturday at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
See? I know these things. I'm smart.
Yay!
I don't exist on the internet. So this is all I do. Literally, like my last 5 or 6 videos are just like Neva sprints. And that's it. That's how that is where I exist.
I have months that are like that.
Anybody else have anything fun they'd like to add before I hit the button and we all run away?
No, I don't have anything else to add.
I'm gonna hit the button. Everybody wave
Hit
bye.
the button. Hit the button.